So I did fasten the mold with 2 clamps and we're all ready to go. We have our little smooth on container right over here. And today we're gonna be using Mold Star 30, one of my favorites. It's a really good silicone. I've had it for a bit. I usually get the gallons because I find like the smaller size is never enough for me. I always need the big buckets. This is 1-to-1, so we're gonna be pouring about, I don't know, maybe 150 or maybe 100. I'm not sure, maybe 150. So at this point, I have my second part. I just zero it out. I know I have to get about 140 as well for the second part. You want to be as precise as possible. Just because this is a 1-to-1, you don't want to have too much of A or too much of B. So I actually just got a call that my stuff is ready for pickup, so I'm gonna do this really fast and go pick up my soap making stuff. So it's funny because I wanted to pick up my soap making stuff today because I am working next week, so my hours are a little limited in terms of like their pickup time. So I sent them an email and they're like, oh yeah, you can come in now, your order's ready, but come before 4. And it's like 2:30, so I have to really rush this. So we have a stir stick, and you want to just make sure that you stir everything up together. This is definitely looking like a little bit too much. The silicone kind of on its way out anyway. I use my vacuum to remove all the bubbles, so I have a nice smooth mold.
6 months later.
I love mold making. Let's not make a mess. Can't really see it, but it is starting to rise. Sometimes I find that it gets a little close to the top and then I get a little worried because I'm like, oh, is it gonna overflow? There's been a few times that it has overflowed, so you really do have to keep your eye on it. And if it does ever like come close to overflowing, I just take this valve and I limit the amount of like suction, and that typically slows down the process a little bit. So when you want to turn off the vacuum, you have to close this valve, turn it off. Because if you don't, then supposedly oil will kind of spit back into the system and damage it. So always remember to do that. But please look at someone else's tutorial videos if you're trying to learn to use a vacuum. It's really easy, but I'm not the best at explaining. I think that's like a good enough time. It's been like a few minutes now. Normally, the longer you leave it, the better the results, but I find that if it's a couple minutes, it should be fine. The next step I do is usually take this valve and slowly open it until you hear that noise. Once it gets back to 0 and it's neutral, you can take the top off. Okay, take the top. Okay, and it's beautiful. So now we're gonna pour it into our mold and hope for the very best. A slow pour, even though we don't need to go too slow since we already took all our bubbles out. We still want to evenly pour the silicone down. And my guess is some is going to leak out. I didn't seal any of the edges there, but we do have a lot of extras, so we should be fine. All right, so it's looking really good. We're gonna leave it for about 5 hours, and we'll come back and demold and see the final product. So this is the finished product. It did rip a little bit upon demolding, and the reasoning behind that is the silicone that I have is over its shelf life, so it is a little bit more brittle and fragile. It's not at its peak usability, I guess. For the actual mold, I am gonna be using a fresher batch of silicone because this is definitely on its way out, and to be honest, I do only have a little bit of this one left, so I'm just using it for trials. I'm loving the design. It's very beautiful. I do love the bow. The bow goes for any occasions: birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day. You can just switch up the color, so stay tuned to see the casting of this mold. Hey guys, so it's currently Tuesday morning. It is 6:51 in the morning, and it is -7 outside. It's so cold and it's snowing, and all I want to do is curl up in bed, but we're up this morning because we got a sale last night and I want to get it going, prep the mold to ship out for tomorrow. The thing about molds is they do take some time to cure and set, so I wanted to make sure that I have everything ready so it goes out. This particular package is actually going to Indiana, I think. It's gonna go cross-border. I just want to get everything all ready and set up so it's good to go. Before I set that up, I want to show you a new purchase that I got for the studio. I've been wanting this for years now, and over Boxing Day it was a fairly decent price. They only had one in stock. I wanted to get two so badly, but I was only able to grab one, so I might have to buy another one full priced if I like it, which I definitely think I will. It's the Philips Hue light, and this particular style is the Iris. From my understanding, you have an app on your phone and you can select any color you want. It will illuminate that in the nicest, softest tone. So let's see the overall look of it. So right off the bat, this is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I thought it would be like half this size, but let's see. Oh, it's like really interesting looking. Huh. It is plastic. I thought it was gonna be glass, like this part. Let's see how this looks. I'm gonna plug it in quickly and see how bright it can get. So it says Bluetooth pairing request. So I'm just gonna pair it. So you can see the different colors. When I try to, okay, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this. Look at that. You can literally pick any color you want. I need to get another one. Okay, so yesterday was actually my first day back at work. I'm on my work term right now. So this is usually a time where I have so much more of an opportunity to get content out, to try new projects, because I have the mornings and I have the evenings. Now that I have a sale, I'm really encouraged to try to get more sales, put out more molds, and get that going, in addition to creating some ceramics and some soaps. Additionally, I have a pottery class tonight. It's my first one, and I have that till the end of February, early March. I do work from 8:30 to 4:35, and then the class is from 6:30 to 9:30. So I think by the time I'm done, I'm gonna be super exhausted because it's a pretty long day and I woke up fairly early this morning. So yeah, I'm super grateful and I'm excited for these next few months, essentially. So last night when I got the sale, I just put this to print right away. This is the case that I provide with my molds. I still provide this 3D printed part so that you can put the mold inside and pour your candle wax in, so it's easy. You don't have to worry about it tipping over. It stays stable and it provides the best possible cast. So I just put this on, it printed overnight. I woke up to it completed. So that's awesome. We have the first part done. So these are my 3D printed like base models. So what I do is I clamp a piece on the bottom and the top. I pour the silicone inside, and after about 6 hours, I have a cast. I was so grateful I got out early from work yesterday because I know I'm running low on silicone. I wasn't too confident that if I got any orders, I would be able to fulfill them. So I ran to my local distributor for Smooth On and literally got there at 4:58 and they close at 5. I called them like 5 minutes before. I'm like, can I come? Can I come? And they're like, yeah, we'll stay a few minutes extra. So I'm so thankful that they were able to get me in. I always need silicone on deck. guys, I'm back. It's 10:08 p.m. The whole day has gone by and I actually just came back from pottery class. I had such a great time. My pants are so dirty. I'll show you. Look at this. It was amazing. I really like this new plate. The instructor really went into full detail and I learned a lot about wheel throwing. Feeling very much tired, but I do have to get this mold out tomorrow, so I am going to demold the first half and see how it looks like. So at this point, I just prop off the top, the bottom, not there. I usually just kind of pull the sides. It usually just comes out very nicely. It's looking pretty good, no air bubbles. Looks like I'm definitely gonna be able to ship this out tomorrow if all goes well with the second half.
Guys, good morning. I am so tired. Yesterday was such a long day and I slept okay, but I only slept like 5.5, 6 hours. So I'm like pretty exhausted. I got ready for work and now we're gonna pack our order and probably drop it off before work because the post office opens at 8. We just have the second half of our mold ready. I poured it last night. So this is what the mold looks like so far. We have the first half and we have the base. So now I'm just gonna finalize with the second half, pack the order, print the shipping label, get that going. I do have like a cuticle cutter for nails that works amazingly for molds. And I saw this hack actually on TikTok from another creator. And I'm like, okay, this is great. I had to get it. I bought one off Amazon. And it's so funny because I don't think men are very familiar with the tools that are used for manicures and pedicures and whatnot. So when I posted it on Instagram, all these men are like, what is this magic tool called? Where did you get it? And it's so funny. So I had a good laugh at that because you know how men are with tools, but then when you add in something that is related to beauty, they're like, what? Okay, so I'm doing the same thing I did last night. I'm just propping it open. Really easy. There shouldn't be any, points where it's difficult to remove. And that's pretty much it. The mold is complete. I'm just going to do some trimming and yeah, this will be ready to ship out. So let's see if both pieces fit. Yeah, it's good. I think one thing with my molds is although my brand is called Chunky Molds, which makes sense. These are very durable, strong molds that can be reused over and over again. I feel like I still can cut some silicone. It's a lot of silicone in here. And although I do prefer to have something more robust and high quality because a lot of the molds that you get, that especially overseas, they are so thin and fragile, and sometimes when you're demolding, they even rip or tear or whatever. When someone buys my product, I don't want that to happen. I want them to have the best possible quality. But yeah, I'm really happy. This is my cathedral mold, can be found on Etsy. I'll link it below. I do have a lot of other design ideas in mind. I just have to get them out. But I'm still kind of adjusting to the work schedule and whatnot. So once I get in the loop of that, I'm gonna be pumping out some more designs. So this is actually the cuticle cutter that I was talking about. I find it so funny all the time when men are like, oh my God, what is this? What is this? I don't know, if you're a guy and you know what this is, props to you, but a lot did not know what this was. It's awesome, great for silicone. All the edges, it cleans it up so perfectly.